my experience with Star Fox for the Super Nintendo. Alright guys, so I know not a lot of you know what the fuck even is a Star Fox. What is this franchise? Well, it's one of Nintendo's more underrated franchises, just like, Punch Out and other franchises such and such. So I wanted to talk about this game, and yes, you're probably wondering, Alex, you actually played Star Fox. Since when? Well, I've got into it, and I beat it a while back, and I wanted to kind of talk about like my experience playing Star Fox, so we're going to kind of talk about it. So this is going to be more like an old school, so I'm going to show you like less footage than I would normally do in more modern times where I show you a lot more footage. But anyways, I has entered the building. Levi, welcome to stream. Welcome to stream. But anyways, so how did I get into Star Fox? Well, for many years, and I mean many, 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 many years, I only knew Star Fox as a Super Smash Brothers character. Obviously, I knew he had his own franchise because Masahiro Sakurai grabs Nintendo characters from different IPs, so of course I knew Star Fox was a franchise, but I never fully bothered playing one of his games, I only played Fox like here and there in Super Smash Brothers Melee, which he was really good. I didn't know about Wave Dash or anything, so obviously I was one of those players for Melee, but I knew him because of Super Smash Brothers for, like, the longest time, right? That's Star Fox, Falco. I really like Falco. I don't know why, but Falco just brings out that cool factor in me. And, I knew those two characters and Wolf. Wolf's also cool, but, mainly Fox and Falco, right? But I knew them from, obviously, Smash Bros, and for years I kind of just, okay, I'm back, lol. Welcome back. But I knew them just from Smash Bros, and I would play them here and there in like Super Smash Brothers Melee, Brawl, Ultimate, Smash 64 for Fox sometimes, and then Falco for Smash Remix, the fan game that they made for 64. I would play them here and there, but I would never really bother playing their games for eons on end. I listened to their music sometimes, but I never really got invested. I never really understood why people loved Star Fox so much, or liked it, I only saw it as like, oh, you're at a plane and you shoot shit. That's not interesting. I'd rather go play a 2D platformer. That's what I would rather go and do. So whippy-de-doo, yuckity-beak. Again, that's what I would rather go do. And for years it was like that until I started, obviously, expanding into playing different franchises from Nintendo. Not just Nintendo, but doesn't matter. It can be Nintendo, it can be PlayStation, it can be Xbox, it can be anything. As long as I can get into it and be able to fucking finish it, or not finish it, but still have so much passion just to talk about it anyway, etc., etc. D-Genster, yo, D-Gen72, welcome to stream. But yeah, let me just talk about Star Fox. And honestly, my thoughts on Star Fox as a Super Nintendo game, that it's pretty good. Alright, I don't really understand like the fullish story, since I wasn't like, my brain was kind of like on and off with Star Fox as a story, and mainly because I really was there to like shoot shit, kind of see why people like the game. And I think I'm vaguely sure it's mainly it's like a mixture of its narrative, its simple narrative to follow, and its gameplay. Shit, I have to update Discord. Update it. Go update it, girl. What you doing? Update it. But as I was saying about Star Fox, in my opinion, I like the game and its gameplay, its shooting gameplay, because you're in a little aircraft in space and you shoot other motherfuckers. Like, you go to planets and you shoot what's hostile on that planet, you know what I mean? Like, other robots that are doing bad things, aka Andross's fleet, you know what I mean? You're going and doing that stuff, which I honestly think is pretty cool. But I honestly, like, I remember my thoughts on this game for the first time I played it. I was saying, man, Star Fox is just Galaga in 3D with cartoon animals. I really said that at a point. That Star Fox to me is Galaga in 3D, because if you ever played Galaga, it's a 2D shooter where you shoot whatever's on the screen, like a little robot or alien things, whatever the fuck. That's what this game felt like to me on a scale of 1 to 10. Alright? And I remember I felt that way at first, and I remember me and Chris were talking about it, and I said as a joke, to him, and Chris was like, bro, come on, Star Fox is not like Galaga, but 3D, alright? Or semi-3D, because you guys gotta remember, Super Nintendo with the Super Effects chip and shit, that shit was very limited in power, so this 3D that I'm talking about isn't like Super Mario 64 3D or Ocarina of Time 3D. It's more like 3D effects and shit. And also keep this in mind too, Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island also used the Super Effects chip. I'm probably playing Roblox. You down later? Maybe. Not 100% sure on today playing Roblox and shit. Because we did that yesterday. But you vlogged today, Alan. You know what I mean? I'm going to be like, you know what? Fair point. Maybe. I don't know. But anyways, Lord Draco, welcome to stream. You go through all these missions. I'm going to show you how the gameplay is a little bit. Let me show you how the gameplay is. This is what it looks like. God damn, it's kind of loud. But like I said, you go around. This is what the 3D looks like and everything. Lord Real has entered the buildings. For rock. Right? And this is like your gameplay. You shoot shit, you go through rings and stuff. And the levels get harder and harder as you progress. But honestly, I would say this game's actually not even like Omega hard or like the hardest thing on the planet. It's just like you having to get used to the gameplay and doing all the stuff. You know what I mean? By the way, that's what I meant by skip the ad in 50 seconds. Oh shit, so like Sonic. No, Fox and them are nowhere near like Sonic, to be honest, in terms of gameplay. Like, go through rings and shit. I mean, I guess if you think about it that way, like they're going through these little ring shits, then yes. But like, other than that, not really. Because they're going around destroying ships and planets. I would say it's kind of more like Star Wars a little bit. But, like, they mainly stay in their ships doing the shit. They don't get out of the ships. They don't, like, go on missions where they need to hunt down something specific. Kind of like Star Wars at times. They mainly stay in their ships, and they do all the firing and gunship stuff in their ships and shit. And they're, like, I think they're, like, the Space Marine Corps. That's what they kind of feel like. They're, like, Space Marines and shit, too. So they kind of have that aspect going on for them, too. And I know I sound like a broken Xbox or an old record, not knowing what the fuck I played. But, oh, okay, I get it now. Yeah, kind of like Space Marine animals fighting against the evils to protect the overall planets and life. So, like, kind of like Star Wars in a way, like, kind of, sort of, not really. Like, they have a lot, the only thing they have in common with Star Wars, I said Star Wars because, Star Wars does a lot of stuff in space. And also does a lot of space battles and stuff. That's pretty much Star Fox in a nutshell. All of it is all dedicated to space battles and going to different planets and shooting down the bad guys and taking down the things so you guys can get the fuck out of there and just do it again. The gameplay is very simple. Like, you go down, you shoot a lot of shit, and there's also bosses in between that did give me problems, but other than those bosses and Andros himself, which I'll show Andros here in a minute, my experience is not going to be huge, because the game itself is like an hour long, and in my opinion, I don't want to, like, dissect every single mission in this game, because most of the missions, like, they're just harder versions of the ones you're going to play. Like, for example, like, one mission won't be, like, identical to the next one. There'll be different maps and shit, and different lands you gotta go, but, you gotta, like, to 100% this game, you gotta go, like, through all the different routes and stuff. I only did one route to beginning to end because I just wanted to see, like, the end of this game. I wanted to understand why people loved Star Fox. Why do people fall in love with this gameplay in general, right? I wanted to understand that. So that's why a lot of the time I play a lot of the games / get into them. I want to have like an understanding, like how did this get popular? How did this get a million copies? How did this do this? Because my curiosity kind of just sparks in some of these games or a lot of these things that I do. But yeah, that's pretty much Star Fox in like a nutshell, right? It's like you go down to planets, you shoot shit. There's also asteroids you gotta shoot, and there's also a lot of bad guys you gotta shoot, etc., etc., etc. There's a lot of that. And to be honest, the gameplay loop is pretty good, but like trying to explain it and express it in a way such as what I'm doing right now kind of makes it difficult for me, and not really like, oh wow, this is like the best game ever of all time type shit. Like this is like Doom. You know what I mean? Like Doom type shit. Because I remember one of the endings was like where you fight Andross, like base Andross. And I think this is one of the final bosses you can get in the game if you really just stick to like one joint. And you gotta shoot his eyes and shit, which this is difficult. This is not easy a little bit. Fighting base, like, I don't know, big head Andross is difficult. Yeah, you see, but this is like the 3D I was talking about, because like the 3D tilings and all that. I know the 3D may seem dated, jagged, and not worth talking about now, but literally this game probably wouldn't even work without like the 3D being involved in it. So keep that in mind with the 3D effects and shit. With Star Fox and shit. I know I keep saying shit a lot. My bad. It's just that there's not a whole lot to really talk about this game in terms of like, look at this boss. Look at what you gotta do and shoot that thing. And yeah, I remember doing that, exploding it. And I was like, damn. I did it. I beat the game. And I remember, I think the game ended there. Yeah, it did. Right? And I just said from there, I'm done. Because at that point, I kind of semi-understood why Star Fox got popular. I understand why Star Fox became the series that it did, you know, by its shooting gameplay. For anyone that was interested in Galaga, for anyone that is interested in playing games that shoot the bad guys and stuff. Anybody that's interested in that type of gameplay, Star Fox kind of falls right under into that. And I see that, and I am interested, but I don't think I'm going to be interested enough to really play through the whole series like this. And who knows, maybe I will do like another Star Fox video, maybe on Star Fox 64, because I've been hearing like that's the best one in the entire series, not like Star Fox 1 or Star Fox 2. By the way, like the video, thank you. I know not a lot of people are too keen on Star Fox. Star Fox is one of Nintendo's really low IPs in terms of like popularity and fame, because and that's what kind of makes me sad about Star Fox is like not a lot of fans. I don't see a lot of fans of Star Fox kind of come out and like talk about Star Fox in the modern day. I don't see any YouTubers who are built from the ground up from Star Fox. Like, really all I see is like gameplay videos of Star Fox 1, obviously the infamous Star Fox 2 for the Super Nintendo. Even Star Fox 2. Even Star Fox had a second game, Punch-Out. Why didn't you create another game for the NES? You should have just created Punch-Out 2. I'm just saying. Even Star Fox, all these years later, actually had a secret second sequel for the Super Nintendo that Nintendo released on the NES Classic and the Nintendo Switch Online. But I'm going to be real dead ass. That's really how I feel about Star Fox, is that I feel like this playthrough that I made of Star Fox 1, you know, was worth playing as long as I did, but I don't think it can keep me invested, like, to play in Star Fox 2, because I think I played a little bit of Star Fox 2 for the Super Nintendo, and it really just felt like more of the same thing. And you're going to be like, Alex, Okay, then. So what didn't interest you about Star Fox? Because if the gameplay interested you, that's one of the main hopes of the game. So how come Star Fox 2 failed what Star Fox 1 did not? It's mainly because I feel like Star Fox 1 is completely new to me in terms of gameplay, like shooting shit in like somewhat 3D. And I don't know, I'm just very unsure if I'm going to play another Star Fox game. Because it's not that I absolutely hated my experience. I thought the experience was pretty chill, pretty cool, pretty mellow. But it's like, in comparison to like Mario or Sonic or something that has a lot more oomph, Star Fox doesn't, it kind of fails to give me that vibe about it. Like, yeah, we're gonna kick Andross's ass. We're gonna murk all the bad dudes. You know what I mean? It doesn't do that in comparison to everything else that I like in a way. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if you guys know what I mean by that, but like, to me, Star Fox 1 is a good game. It's a great game, but it's like, its problems for me start happening when I start talking about them out loud and start reviewing the gameplay, and it's like, damn, it's a very simple game with a simple premise, just like Mario Bros. But what makes Mario Bros. So engaging to me is that I feel like I am Mario and I get to go in his worlds and I get to do that stuff. But with Star Fox, you're just in a ship the whole time. I don't get to bond with Fox McCloud and Falco as characters. All you do is hear them talk about the mission and what they're currently doing, etc. That's kind of like my problems with Star Fox as a game. You barely get to care about the characters. You only get to hear about them if you like really look deep into the Star Fox lore or some shit. And you know what I mean? And why Andross is evil. You don't really get a big explanation in the game. He just wants to cause evil because he's evil. And I'm like, I get it. That's how 1990s villains were. But at the same time, it's like I would love to have a mission on the ground with Star Fox. I don't care if you transition the game just to 2D flat. You know what I mean? 2D missions where you shoot as Fox McCloud. That would have been cool. Like a cool mix between flight gameplay and ground gameplay. I don't know if Star Fox 64 has that, but I think I'm thinking of Star Fox Adventures for the Wii U. I think that's the one I'm thinking of that kind of has the whole ground gameplay or shit or something. I think it was one of the Star Fox games. I can't remember which one I'm thinking of, but yeah, Star Fox for the Super Nintendo, it's good, but I don't think it's good for everybody that wants to get into the series or get into the game. You gotta like a specific thing to really like Star Fox. Like, for example, like shooter playing games that have you shoot things, or things that shoot things in general. It's kind of like a shoot 'em up game, you know, in a way. It's kind of like that. But if you're really interested in that genre, I would recommend give Star Fox a try for yourself. This is something I am going to say. In my experience videos, when I talk about a video game, go out and give it a try yourself, please. And I only say that because I know there's a lot of people on YouTube today or on other social media and stuff, and what they do is they just mimic the dude's playthrough and they just mimic what they think instead of forming their own opinion on Star Fox. For example, you could play Star Fox 1 and, you know, have a completely different experience than I did. You might love the game and you might find things way more appealing and way more enjoyable than I did. I just don't want you using, like, my opinion to judge video games, you know what I mean? Because they're just my experience with them. Like, for example, let's take Final Fantasy. That's a great series, and maybe there's people that think I'm hella wrong for having that opinion over there on Final Fantasy. You know what I mean? So, definitely get your own experience on Star Fox 1. And that's going to be kind of like my closing thoughts. I think it's a good game, but I don't think it's good enough for multiple playthroughs of Star Fox 1, or I don't even know if I really want to go dive deeper into the series. Kind of like Contra, where I kind of stopped at the first game, because I love the first game enough, but it was hard as balls, and that's why I kind of don't want to continue that. But I might do Contra for the Game Boy as like that exception. Like, hey, I'll do more of that. I plan to get F-Zero X on my N64 emulator and F-Zero GX on PS2 emulator. Hey, get the F-Zero games. That's another game I was thinking about playing for, like, the first time. Like, F-Zero. Like, the original F-Zero. And then just kind of seeing it and kind of just playing it and stuff. Maybe I should have done F-Zero and Star Fox in one video. That would have been interesting. But with all seriousness, guys, this is how short it's going to be. That's my experience on Star Fox. I know it was kind of boring and kind of... Yo, what the fuck was the point of this stream if it was going to be so short? I literally just did a 2-hour, 40-minute vlog where I just spent going on and on talking throughout most of that. So I'm kind of a little bit out of it right now. I might make a my experience on Plants vs. Zombies 2 and how I like it, but the more I play, the more I feel kind of it drags out in comparison to like the first game. That might be an interesting my experience right there, Plants vs. Zombies 2. But anyways, again, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, also comment, and subscribe because I'm going to be making content every day. I also upload, I do daily live streams, I do daily shorts, or almost daily shorts unless I'm not feeling it. And yeah, I do game videos, I do all sorts of shit, and I hope you enjoy what I do here. But yeah, anyways guys, thank you guys for watching this small stream, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. If Star Fox 64 makes me go back to Star Fox 2 or any other good entry in the series, I swear to fucking God. Because everyone says Star Fox 64 is the best one. I don't understand why, but Star Fox 64. Why didn't I just start with that one? I'll just end the fucking vid. You right, my favorite movie? I don't have a favorite movie, and plus I'm out of here. Let me just end the video now. That was fucking awkward.